Welcome back to Invest Insights Pro. Reading about gardening never grew a single plant, and reading about investing never gave anyone a philosophy. The difference is always in the doing, 1 hour with your hands in your own soil. Today we follow Rakesh, who spent exactly 1 such hour and walked away with the thing almost no beginner has, a plan of his own. Meet Rakesh. He's 28, a bank clerk from Lucknow, and he had money ready to invest. He'd read countless threads and watched every video, and he honestly felt he understood investing. But there was a quiet problem: understanding it changed nothing about what he actually did. Whatever tip arrived that week still ran his money, like a gardener who's read every book but never once turned the soil. Here's the gap that trapped him. Rakesh could recite the ideas: invest for the long term, keep costs low, stay in what you understand. But not one of those ideas was written down anywhere. And an unwritten philosophy is just a vague intention, it offers no resistance at all. So when an exciting tip landed, he didn't rise to his understanding, he fell back on whatever he'd actually put on paper, which was nothing. So one evening, Rakesh finally stopped reading and started planting. He sat down with a pen and his own real numbers, and he did just 4 simple things, none of them complicated, all of them on his own money, once. Nothing about his salary changed that night. But his whole relationship with investing did, because for the first time he was designing his own garden instead of accepting cuttings from everyone else. Invest-Pro names the shift exactly. Understanding a philosophy and having one are two different things. Reading is like buying seeds, a plan is actually planting them. The philosophy lives entirely in the doing, the beliefs actually written in your own words, the circle of competence actually drawn, the default approach actually chosen. That written page is the thing that stands between you and the next tempting tip. Here's exactly what Rakesh wrote in that hour: 3 things, on paper. First, his beliefs, 3 plain sentences, like, I invest for 20 plus years, and, I only buy what I can explain. Second, his circle of competence, what he genuinely understood versus what he didn't, everyday consumer businesses in, crypto and derivatives honestly out. And third, his default, a monthly SIP into a broad low-cost index fund, no matter what the news said. Simple, written, his. First for you. You've learned the philosophy foundations and you feel you get it. What's the real difference between getting it and actually having a philosophy? Is it nothing, since understanding is enough? Just that a written one looks tidier? Or is it a big difference? A philosophy only exists once you've written your own beliefs and drawn your own rules? It's the big one. Understanding the idea of a plan isn't the same as having written one. When the next hot tip lands, an unwritten philosophy gives you nothing to hold on to. One more. You are drawing your circle of competence, and a trending crypto token is up 200%, everyone's talking about it, but you genuinely don't understand how it works. Does it belong inside your circle? Adding it because it's rising, and figuring it out later? A small amount because it's risky? Or keeping it out entirely, because if you can't explain how it works, it stays outside your circle? Keep it out, honestly, and without regret. A rising price doesn't move something inside your circle of competence. Missing a rally in something you can't judge isn't a loss, it's discipline. And here's the quiet heart of that hour. Draw your circle of competence, and then stay inside its edge. Its power has nothing to do with how large the circle is, it's all in how honestly you draw the line. Stay inside, and you can actually judge what you own, why to hold it, when to worry. The hardest part is watching something outside the circle soar and doing nothing. But investors who master that calm discipline avoid the worst blow-ups, which almost always happen just past the edge of what someone truly understood. Now your turn, and it takes under an hour. This week, do the 4 exercises on your own real money. Write 3 to 5 beliefs in plain sentences, your horizon, your view on costs, your rule on tips. Draw your circle of competence and label every holding you own as from my plan or from a tip, then circle the tips to rethink. And name your one default in a single sentence, like a monthly SIP into a broad index fund, and save it where you'll see it the moment a new tip tempts you. That page is your garden plan. Here's the heart of Rakesh's story. An hour spent writing your beliefs, drawing your circle, and choosing your default converts a year of reading into an actual plan you'll follow. 3 to keep forever. 1. A philosophy becomes real only when you write it in your own words. 2. Draw your circle of competence honestly, and stay inside its edge. 3. Pick one simple default, and follow it for years. Stop collecting other people's cuttings and plant a garden that's genuinely yours, free, starting with a risk DNA assessment at app.invest-InsightsPRO.com. Your plan score is next.